Borderlands 4 is a big game, and there is a lot to do. But if you're new to the series, or if you aren't aware of the new changes in Borderlands 4, you can easily miss a lot. So in this video, I want to go over some things that you need to know and don't want to miss in Borderlands 4. But first, if you enjoy this video and want to see more videos just like this one, subscribe to this channel. And also a massive thank you to 2K for sending me a code for Borderlands 4 so I could get into the game early to start making content for it. Now first is a pretty simple one, and that will be related to picking your first character. Now this is always a hard choice to make in every Borderlands game because all of the Vault Hunters just look so good, and they each have a distinct playstyle. And with Borderlands 4 being a big game with a lot to do after beating the main campaign, you will more than likely spend a lot of time thinking about which Vault Hunter you will start with, because you will want to make sure that you make the right choice, as you could be stuck with that character for a while. But thankfully you don't have to think too hard, and that's because when you beat the campaign for the first time, you will unlock the ability to start any of the other Vault Hunters instantly at level 30, which means you can start the game on a Vault Hunter that you think you might enjoy, play through the campaign, and then after that, if you feel like trying something new, you can make a new Vault Hunter of any class that will instantly boost to level 30, and then try out their skills to see if you like it more or less than the first Vault Hunter. Borderlands 4 has a very big map to explore, and there are a lot of things to do. And due to Borderlands 4 having a fully open world, you are free to go out and explore the map pretty much as soon as you start the game. It's hard to resist going out to explore, but if you keep going through the main storyline of the game until you reach the main story quest called Down and Outbound, you will make exploring the map a lot easier. And that's because after completing this quest, you will be given your very own Digirunner, which if you've played Destiny is the equivalent to a sparrow but with guns. This will make exploring a lot easier due to the Digirunner being much faster than walking. I mention this because I was excited to start exploring as soon as I started the game and figured I would run into a vehicle station eventually, but that never happened. So go grab your Digirunner first, then go out and explore. The Digirunner will also help a lot with contracts. The first contracts that you find will be at the first outpost that you unlock with Claptrap. These are small bite-sized missions that will send you off to kill different enemies or collect items. And honestly, you really shouldn't avoid these as they will give you a good amount of experience, cash and iridium, and they usually reward you with weapons that will be upgrades to what you have. Stockpiling iridium will be way more important than you know due to it being used to respec your character, upgrade your firmware gear, and for Moxxi's big encore machine. So do as many contracts as you can to get iridium early. And speaking of Moxxi's big encore machine, it's actually a lot better than anticipated. Basically, whenever you defeat a big named boss, whether that be during the main story or out in the open world, for example at drill sites, you will unlock a Moxxi's big encore machine at that boss's location. Then you can spend money and iridium to respawn that boss to farm that boss for the gear that they drop. Almost all of the bosses that have an encore machine for them will drop legendary items, making it a good idea to spend some time to farm those bosses a few times after beating them, to get some powerful legendary items to help you get further into the game. A good example of this is Splash Zone, which is the first big boss that you will encounter early on in the game. I beat this boss, then I kept going through the story until I realized that my gear was not doing the damage that it used to. So I went back to this boss and farmed him a few times and got the legendary lead balloon shotgun, which now basically just melts everything that I encounter. So don't be afraid to spend some time and money farming bosses using the encore machines. While you're exploring Kairos, keep an eye on the water. Borderlands 4 allows players to fish into the water to get loot. To do this, just walk along the water until you see a bubbly white patch in the water. Then you will get a prompt to use your grapple hook. Doing this will attempt to catch a fish from that white patch in the water, but you won't catch a fish every time. Usually you'll just catch some cans and garbage. But when you do catch a fish, you will get a few pieces of loot like weapons and shields, which can be upgrades to the items that you're currently using. But after experimenting with the fishing in Borderlands 4, I've realized that you need to aim at the fishing spot until the prompt shakes, then use your grapple hook to get gear. Otherwise, you'll just catch garbage. Upgrading your SDU is also very important. It lets you carry more ammo, increase the size of your bank, and increase the amount of items that you can carry in your backpack. And Borderlands 4 will throw a lot of items at you. To upgrade your SDU, just open your inventory, then click on the SDU tab. Then here you can upgrade your SDU to increase your carry capacities. But to do this, you will need SDU points. To get these, you will need to focus on doing things like claiming silos, which will give you around 40 points each. Contracts can also sometimes give you SDU points. Finding collectibles will give you a small amount of SDU points as well. And finding survivalist caches will also give you gear and SDU points. Once you have SDU points, I highly suggest focusing the first few upgrades on increasing your backpack storage and increasing the ammo capacity for the type of weapons you prefer. Having a larger backpack also helps you get money, as you can sell every item that you don't want to a vending machine to make a lot of money very quickly. And it also prevents you from having to leave items on the ground after you leave an area. Speaking of silos are actually pretty important because claiming them won't just unlock a new fast travel point, it will also unlock more vending machines and contract boards. And it will highlight an area of the map where you can find a vault key fragment. There is a much larger story to Borderlands 4, but it's still a Borderlands game, which means that there's a vault hidden somewhere on the map, and inside of it is a very powerful boss that will drop some amazing loot. So claim as many silos as you can to track down these vault key fragments to gain access to the vault, while you're exploring or working on the main story. Usually in Borderlands games, vaults will have the highest concentration of powerful gear, so you really want to work on this. While you're exploring the open world of Borderlands 4, you will more than likely come across an area with a large translucent dome around it. These aren't common, so when you see them, you will want to stop what you're doing and go to them. Inside of that dome, you will find a rift boss, which will be a randomized powerful boss. These will not be easy fights, but if you beat them, you will get a ton of good loot. You will also get a gift box in your inventory that may contain an additional legendary item. But if you leave the dome, even for a second, the dome will move and the boss will disappear, and you won't get any of the loot or the reward for beating the boss. If you're new to Borderlands, you need to know that most weapons in the game will have alt fire modes. These are basically different attacks that the weapon can do. This could be different elemental effects that will come out of the weapon, or different types of ammunition will be used for the weapon. For example, I found this sniper rifle. It will fire high damage dealing rounds like a normal sniper would, but if I change the alt firing mode, it will turn into a shotgun that will do a lot of damage, making this weapon good for long range and close range combat. To switch to the alt fire mode, you will just need to click the button that is displayed right here on your screen. Reward boxes are very easy to miss during the early hours of the game, and not knowing about them can prevent you from getting some really good items. Whenever you do pretty much anything in Borderlands 4, like contracts, missions, and rift bosses, you will be given a reward box. To view your reward box, just open your inventory, then click on this button on the screen. And here you will find all of the loot boxes that you've earned while playing the game that you can open up for gear. If you pre-ordered the game, you will find your pre-order bonuses here as well. If you have the space in your inventory, make sure you open these as often as you can get legendary gear from these, and it will help to make sure that your gear is always up to date. And those are a bunch of things that I thought you should know about and not miss in Borderlands 4. But if you have any other tips, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.